F and T.
Fort.
It's 4 letters.
Fortnite.
It's E.
And
Nope.
no,
The weeks, brother.
Blind rank these Harry Potter characters based on how racist you think they are.
Welcome back to Critical Banter, the podcast that brings a Friday drinks chat to you. This week's episode will bring back 2 segments. We're bringing back Letter Game as well as Blind Rankings. But before that, wrap up the week. We got me, Miguel, we have Rowie.
G'day.
And we have Seni.
Yo, do you boys leave group chats after, you're done with them, or do you stay in them?
What a hook.
That is a great hook.
I don't think I've ever left a group chat voluntarily.
Yeah, neither.
I think I just mute them and call it a day.
What about like your uni group chats?
Oh my
You
God.
would have had 1,000,001 uni group chats back in the day for like any
Yeah,
assignment or
Mark
group.
3052,
Yeah.
Fins 1613. I'm in all of them, to be honest.
Yeah, because like semester ends, let's say May. By June, it's tumbleweeds,
No,
man.
the problem is don't you get a notification that someone's left the group chat?
Yeah, it does.
That's
actually.
honestly
Yes.
embarrassing. It's
No,
embarrassing.
Because what happened is I went on an exchange and then there was a big group chat for like all the exchange students of that cohort. And then when we came back the following term, every freaking day, someone was leaving. Someone was leaving. So the chat kept going up to the top of my chat.
Did you mute it after a while? Or
I
just
muted, but it
yourself?
kept just going up
Why don't
and it
you
was
just
slightly
leave it then?
annoying. Because I don't know. So I don't have it in me.
Anyway, so I'm in a group chat called Fins 3616 from my second year, finance second year degree. And the last message in this chat was Big Jian, and I'm going to dox him, but Big Jian on the 20th of October 2017 at 1:45 said, I think he said don't bother with the cover letter or put it at the back. So obviously we submitted some assignment for this subject.
It's a lovely, helpful message from Jean.
I then fast forward to 24th of March 2025, 7.5 years later,
Surely not.
and my friend Wang at 2:18 p.m. says, come fuck my ass. Let me lick your asshole. Please. I'll beg for you. Come fuck me like a dog.
Why has he done that?
Then 2 minutes later, still Wang, lick my pussy. I like it like that. And then I was like, you know what? I'm leaving this group chat. I've had enough.
I think that is valid to leave in that circumstance. Well,
But
Wang.
the thing is, right? Okay, fine. I assume he's been hacked here. But this guy has like scrolled all the way down 7 years worth of chats, found Fins 3616 and just sent filth down the pipeline.
What time were these messages sent? Was this possibly like a drunk late at night?
2 p.m.
I have no story. Surely it's just a couple mates, not hacked, but just a couple mates.
But why would you go to this chat? Surely you go
For
to
this reaction, brother.
I think he's gone through a bunch of chats. You're one of like 15 group chats.
You're not special, Seni.
But after 7 years, you would have to scroll. Like your fingers getting arthritis by the time you have to scroll. Like
Maybe Wang's not in that many group chats, brother. He's just on one scroll. That's 7 years
from
later.
memory, I think Wang was an international student.
Yeah,
so
they use, WeChat.
So maybe this might have been the last chat he had on Messenger.
Although it's so aggressive.
It's so aggressive.
It's
I
not
got
even
scared because that's such a menacing notification to get. Wang. Firstly, I don't know anyone named Wang.
Do you remember Wang?
Comes and tells me to come fuck his ass. Not today, Wang. Maybe tomorrow, but I'm a bit busy, mate.
I think I like leaving those groups. I like staying in group chats because you never know when you're doing like a search what group chats come up. You know what I mean? Like you're looking for messages, old messages, always fun. But yeah, I don't know about this. Wang,
Should I have stayed in this group
I would
chat,
have
you reckon?
stayed. I would have stayed just to see
the
what
commotion.
happens.
Well, how many people were in the group chat?
Dude, he sent like 10 messages, so my phone just kept buzzing. Like, I don't have time for this, so I just left. There's only 4 of us.
Yeah. Any replies? Did you give him a laugh?
Everyone
react?
saw it. I saw that.
yeah.
Everyone saw it. And I just left. I'm like, oh, it's not worth it.
Yeah, maybe there wasn't any more juice in that.
What about now? Would you go find one of your old uni group chats and send some filth down the... How much would I have to pay you to do it?
No, I would never do it. But I think it's interesting though, because like sometimes I'll get, the Facebook birthday notifications and I'll be like, who is this clown? And then sometimes I'll look them up in Messenger and I'll be like, oh, I did like this subject with them.
I did ask you for your homework that one time. Yeah,
and then
but
in my head, it's like, should I actually unfriend them? So like, I don't care about the group chats, but it's like,
do you unfriend
You
people?
unfriend people.
no, I don't, but I think about it because it's like, I don't really care about this person at all. You know what I mean?
But how often do you use Facebook for it to be that much of an annoyance?
No, it is a bit annoying because sometimes they cover someone who I actually know's birthday.
So what, like 7th Ave and 4 other people's
Yeah, but it'll be
birthdays
like,
today.
yeah, but it'll be like, Wang Zhao, and 6 others. And I won't be able to know.
Remember in high school, one of our mates, he went on a big cull one time on Facebook. Because when you're in high school, you just add everyone in your grade. You add people above, below. There was one time, I think there was just one day that he decided, you know what? My friends list is bloated.
Yeah.
Let me cull people. And going to school next day, you had to figure out who's culled, boys. Who's not culled.
The thing is, I got swept in the hype. So I culled like tens of people as well. And I actually regret that decision. Because now when we look, because we're coming up to our 10-year reunion, which is kind of mental. And I'm looking at our old Facebook group of the people in our grade because our school captain was like, hey, who's interested in coming to a reunion? And I'm having a look at all the old faithfuls.
Yep.
And then like 15 of them I'm like not friends with. But I definitely know I was friends with them.
You can't be having that. You can't.
I reckon school friends you got to keep. It's the randoms, like the random uni people, like Wang Zhao. They can hit the bricks, to be honest.
There's a couple of like startups that have come out and they want to solve for this problem. It's like, you don't want to add someone on Facebook Messenger. So we're going to create a separate messaging chat just for your uni, colleagues and coworkers.
Nah, but it's kind of fun, man. Because like someone from uni, I remember I was in their class one year, and then literally like 6 months later, maybe even 12 months, whatever, they were having a kid. And this is like a few years from high school. I'm like, these are the life updates I need.
Yeah.
I need to know these random stories.
That is true, actually.
Because I'm like, this person was not good in this shoot. How could they be a mother?
It is interesting to see how people have progressed. Like there is like, you get that morbid curiosity of people like having kids really young, or like people who have like, sometimes I just stalk people's LinkedIn for the hell of it, just to see what's happening.
Yeah, they just start random businesses.
Yeah.
They do this and that. It's entertaining.
Are you scared they have pro and they can see that you searched them?
No, I don't care. I don't know. I turn, when I stalk on LinkedIn, I make sure people can see who I'm stalking. Like, I don't even turn the filtering off because I want to see who stalked me. And they, you know what I mean? Like the feature is like, if you have, you can only see who's stalking you if you allow people to see you're stalking them. So I'm like, whatever.
As an aside, when you see people from our high school out and about, do you stop and talk to them or acknowledge them at all? Because I had two instances in the last week, actually. One where I did see someone and I stopped and talked to them, and one where they were literally next to me on the metro for 40 minutes and I didn't say a thing.
That's so uncomfortable. Why would you do
Senny,
that?
I'm just like you, brother. I'm just like you. Depends on the mood.
Really?
There are times where I just head down, walk past, I can't be bothered. Other times, I shake their hand. Hey, how
I think
you
it does
going?
depend on my mood. And Kush bleep these names, but today I saw.
Oh, really?
So I gave Chow, shook his hand. I want to shake your hand. He had a broken hand. I'm like, how did that happen, brother? He said he had a biking accident. And then he went on his merry way. And then the second one was last week, I think, and I could be wrong. And again, Kush bleeped this name, but I think I saw. And this is a person that I haven't thought of or wanted to really think about in the last 10 years. But he was sitting there on the metro and I was standing literally right in front of him.
That's uncomfortable.
I saw he looked at me, I looked at him. We didn't say anything.
Why didn't you say anything?
Say he was wearing a beautiful Rolex Datejust blue dial.
So he's doing
finance bro watch.
pretty well for himself.
So he's doing very well, I must say.
So you're telling me everyone you see in the wild from high school, you're saying hi?
Yeah, everyone I will say hello.
Without fail.
Kush bleeped this name as well. I saw the other day in the gym. I didn't have a lick of my body to say hi, man. No,
that's poor.
I was there to do my workout.
I got plenty of time for the person you just named.
No, but you just say you just say hi. No one's asking you to have like a 15-minute yarn.
I don't even want to do that, brother.
That's crazy. I mean, like, because our high school was relatively small. It was only 120 people.
Yeah, you knew everyone.
So I think it's actually quite rude that you don't say hello.
Why they not say hi to me?
Well, that's the
exactly.
thing.
It's a two-way street, brother.
Someone's got to take initiative, and I'd like to say that you and Sen are good people. Just say good day next time.
I got another quick yarn as well. So caught up recently with some of my old KPMG friends, and one of my mates has recently moved out. He moved out to Bondi with a couple of friends, and then it's him and two girls, and one of the girls is in a pseudo long distance relationship. Essentially, long story short, she went overseas for a week, mind you.
A week, and she found a long-term partner.
She met this guy, apparently.
Love of her life.
Wow.
And then, so she's back, and they've been apparently doing long distance for a while. And then she's like, you know what? Come over to Sydney. So my friend was telling us this, and he was fuming because it turns out this guy is unemployed.
Right.
And to quote unquote him, he's like, this bum is just going to go sit on my couch for 3 weeks. And so he's fuming. So this guy is coming to Sydney for 3 weeks. Obviously, everyone in that apartment works. And so this guy's just going to be chill. Apparently he doesn't like doing things. So because I'm like, yeah, surely he's just going to see Sydney.
Doesn't like doing things.
And he's like, yeah, no, he doesn't really like that. He just wants to sit in the apartment. And then he was like, can I ask my roommate if he can pay some of the, like if he's staying over, he might as well start pitching in, you know, for expenses and rent and stuff.
Yeah.
3 weeks. I was saying probably not, brother.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
As much as I would say do it, I don't think it's on.
Well, what he wants this guy to pitch in for like what? Electricity, water and stuff.
But then again, 3 weeks. That's a long holiday.
And like Monday to Friday, he'll be the only one there, you know, using their Wi-Fi, using their electricity. He'll be sharing a bathroom with him, he said.
That's fine. Like, it's not like he's coming. It's a long distance relationship, bro. This guy's not coming he's not coming over every 3 weeks for 3 weeks.
But this guy my friend was just so perplexed. Like, what's this guy going to do for 3 weeks? This guy's just going to be sitting there wanking probably every day.
I cannot imagine this guy is not going to be out and about. That just sounds ridiculous.
Apparently, he's just not that sort of person.
But like,
so I said to him, just build a doggy door, let him come in. He's like, I'm not going to give him a key. And he's like, if he stays a minute over 3 weeks, I'm going to bash him.
He's out. Yeah, it's an interesting one. There's always those debates about how long can you stay before you're kind of obligated to pay rent. You're another housemate. Yeah. I think anything over like a month feels like, all right. Oh, but it's long distance. Like if it wasn't long distance, sack the long distance off, right? If this person's staying for like a month over, then I think they should be like, hey, I'm chipping in. But the fact that this guy lives overseas, you know, it's going to be like a once a year thing, once every 2 years potentially.
So you'd be okay with it? You'd be like, all right, this random guy's just living in my house.
Yeah, because like, he knows the housemate. Does he know the housemate? Like, well?
What do you mean?
Like the girl?
Yeah, they're pretty good friends.
Yeah, well then it's fine. It's like pre-vetted. It's not like he's just picked some random guy off the street to live for 3 weeks.
Mind you, they only met for a couple of days while they were overseas, and that's it.
But how long has the long distance been? You know, you can create a bond.
Maybe 5 months now, 6 months.
That's fine. That's play on in my books.
You reckon that's play on?
Yeah, but yeah, it's always interesting. Like I have a friend who met their partner, like their boyfriend, on exchange, and then now has moved to London to live with them, and like
that's insane.
Do that, but after a week, that seems like pretty short-sighted. Don't you reckon?
That's what I was saying.
So you're saying what? Install like a little baby monitor or a Ring doorbell?
We were giving this guy, we were tormenting this poor guy because apparently he shares a common wall with their room. And so you can imagine all sorts of things we were saying.
Yeah. Get these sound. You ask him if he wants some soundproofing tiles that we have. We got heaps.
But yeah, well, like, yeah, what if he starts using your ball shaver or your toothbrush? What if he starts eating your, like, because he like meal plans. Like, what if he eats your meal plans, but he's like, you know what, you could have cooked this a bit better. Let me help you out.
If he does that, then he's obligated to pay whatever this guy wants.
Winding this bloke up.
He must be getting more and more filled with rage.
Yeah, he was getting so angry. He actually, in front of us, he set up like a reminder on his phone to talk to his roommate the next morning. He's like, 3 weeks, non-negotiable. I'm kicking him out if he stays any longer.
What if, you know, it's love, guys.
That's what I said. Like, what if he's like, you know what? I love it, Sydney, so much. I'm staying permanently.
Then that's fine. That's fine. Is it not? He just pays the bills now. He's a housemate.
The fourth member of the household.
Yeah. Dare to just makes it cheaper for everyone.
True.
Potentially.
To tell you, mate, convince them to stay.
Yeah. Well, actually doesn't, mate, because they might just make it cheaper for him and his partner.
Correct. They'll just pay for the room. Hers into two. Yeah.
Oh, that's a bit how you go. And you got to pay a little bit more, surely.
No, but like utilities and stuff.
That's true.
That's 4 ways.
But that's cheap as. Like when you split, because when I was living at a home, I'm pretty sure the electricity per quarter was like $100 per person.
Oh, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, it's
Are
not.
You sure?
Yeah, it's not expensive. And then like the Wi-Fi is unlimited. Do you know what I mean? That's like $60 divided by 4, $15.
I think they're in apartments, so they would have strata.
Yeah, I don't know how much that was. Like I didn't live in an apartment, but
yeah.
It's at your old place you paid for the utilities you use, right?
Yeah.
Can I just go on a quick tangent? So one of the people you used to live with, where they live now, they get a flat rate for utilities, right? Electricity. So brother has decided to keep the aircon on 24/7.
24/7.
Regardless of the temperature outside. And then he was telling one story where it's like, I think it was a hot day. And then they had the aircon on. But then they realized that the house was still a bit warm. And it's like, what's going on? Let's investigate this. So he had a look around. I think they have a party at the time. And they realized the back door was open. So instead of closing the back door, they lowered the aircon.
That's egregious. Why would the landlord do that?
It's a great deal, though.
There was some like stipulation that they couldn't figure out the utilities per person, something like that.
Right. It's like
So
you
it's
share
easy-
the meter with like another house.
Yeah, so it's easy
Yeah.
to flat rate.
Yeah.
So if you go into their apartment 24/7, I think is at a cool like 22 or something.
Dude,
Delightful.
he's actually living the dream. That sounds like the best deal ever. You're just like constantly having hot baths. No showers, just bathtubs constantly.
I think we have some listener questions, Manu.
Ah, yes, we do. So we put up a story. When would this have been? Like 5 weeks ago at time of release. We got some questions because we realized there might be a bunch of new listeners, right? That might not have heard the law from like episode 3 or episode 5. So we put a call out. We got some questions in. And to round off the log, we will answer some of them. The first question is, actually, no, not first. We got a couple questions. When will Kush make an appearance again? I'm yearning for Kush, man. I'm yearning for the man. I haven't heard from him.
Yarning for Kush.
Yes, he's been telling you stories.
Yeah, I always yarn with Kush. But Kush is so kindly sending a voice note and you can listen to it now.
I'm Kush Kundra. You may remember me from the Critical Banter podcast. Episodes such as episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, episode 4,
No, surely not.
episode 5,
It's not a minute of
episode
this.
6. That's enough of them. But hopefully Sen found that a little bit funny.
Good.
I just want to thank everyone for the check up on me. Unfortunately, I won't drop all my life updates currently. I'm as sick as a dog. Thankfully, this American infection isn't too bad where I now think this tariff thing is a lovely idea, but I'm to the max this past week. So much so where I've entered a realm TikTok where I'm following this AI storyline of John Pork, Tim Cheese, and a guy called Simon Claus. So for all the hectics out there who know what I'm talking about and know about Tim Cheese's betrayal, that one has hurt my soul. But hopefully I can tune in a few episodes with the boys in the next coming weeks.
Wow.
What the fuck is Tim Cheese?
I hope that answers your question.
Alrighty, the next question we have is, what are your death row meals? You have one meal. What are you picking?
Death row meal?
Do you want to go 3 course?
Yeah, of course. If I'm going to die the next day.
Yeah.
Entrees.
Maybe for entree, I'm having sashimi, a sashimi platter.
Okay.
You know, beautiful.
You're still being healthy on death's door.
Yeah.
No, I just want some
Traditionally,
sashimi.
people just choose the most unhealthiest things.
So I can't throw up a prawn toast for you to indulge in.
You know, what,
from,
you can absolutely throw me a sashimi plus prawn toast on the side. Because you can ask for anything. I'm pretty sure like people ask for like.
I think within reason, though.
Oh, dude, some people. If you look at death row meals, someone's like, "Oh, can I have like 3 kilos of KFC?" And they're like, "Yeah, no dramas." I'm asking for sashimi and prawn toast, mate. You can probably get it from the restaurant next door.
What if I asked for A5 Wagyu?
Yeah, I think they'd give that to you as well.
Damn. I feel like they wouldn't spend that much money on someone who's about to die.
No, it's your last meal. They give you a bit of human dignity.
They're about to kill you. They're about to take your human dignity. What do you mean?
Yeah, but before that, they'd like to give you one last, little pleasure.
They don't do the death sentence here in Australia, do they?
No, I think they got rid of that. What? Should
I didn't even wanna
unfortunately?
say it.
Nah. Come on. So I'm starting off with a sashimi prawn toast. For the mains, this is where I'm coming in with a, MB9 plus Wagyu steak
you
cooked
gotta.
beautifully rare.
Dry aged?
No, I don't need dry aged.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a
You
bit.
don't need it, but do you want to add it on top? Is
Want
the
it?
question.
Well, give me another one that's dry aged. I said 2 steaks, 200 grams each, 1 dry aged, 1 not dry aged. For dessert, really all I would like is like a massive pot of tiramisu. That's it. Simple pleasure. Simple man.
Senny?
Oh. What do I want for my entree?
What's
Maybe
Senny
a
like?
Frango's half chicken meal for my entree. with the sauce on the chips.
Sauce. You're finishing
Don't-
all the
don't
chicken
stinge
and
me, yeah.
chips and sauce. Yep.
Then for main, a nice tomahawk steak. Put some gold flakes and caviar on top as well.
Yeah, while you're at
that'll
it.
do,
While you're at it. And then for dessert. What do I want for dessert? Maybe just a conception from Messina.
Conception ice cream? Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that should say it all about Messina, really.
Book me up, boys.
What are we trying to do? Get a sponsorship here?
Nah. But Conception is great. Mix?
Entree? Probably go like, probably a prawn toast or like, nothing else has come to mind. Sushi as well is a good op. Rolls though. I don't want sashimi on its own. I need some rice with it. Mains, I'll get a nice Neapolitan margarita pizza.
Nah, come on.
I will. And I will also get a whole Korean fried chook.
Oh, Korean fried chook could be good as well. Add that to my list as well. But the
How many
margarita
meals do you want?
pizza-
Nah, that's my one. That's like top 3 food in
No,
my
I'll
opinion.
allow pizza, but the margarita?
No, I want simple. I like it simple.
Not a Diavola or
Gambarini?
Gambarini?
Nah. And dessert, fuck, just give me like a kilo of dairy milk, bro. I'll be a happy man.
All right.
yeah.
That's
Okay.
good.
All right, we've got a bunch of people asking how we started the podcast. We've told this many times, but I'll recap it quickly. Sen and I and Kush went to a Jim Jeffries show. We watched the opening acts and we thought we were funnier than every single stand-up comedian bar Jim Jeffries. So then we decided to start a podcast and we roped Ro in for some reason. The follow-up question there is, how did you know you wanted to do the podcast together?
Well, I think you guys were at the show together.
So us three were at the show. Why was Ro then roped in?
It's convenience. We needed a fourth member. He was the closest one who lived to us.
Radius.
Yeah.
Living proximity.
Distance choice.
Well, there you go. Living nearby.
I actually
Ro.
don't remember or know the answer to that, to be honest.
Is there an answer? Like,
I don't think there is.
Well, maybe I was friends with you guys.
we're a couple friends.
I mean, I thought that part was implied.
Yeah. I bet sure you have a lot of friends. Why didn't you ask,
The
Your
friends
other
of the
mates.
shows we got on as guests.
It may be radius related.
It's probably
It may be radius. But Kush doesn't really live anywhere near us.
No, but Kush was there on the show. At the show, sorry.
No, I know that. But I'm saying distance didn't seem to be an issue with Kush.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was at the show, bro. I reckon if any of our other friends were at the show, they'd be sitting in that chair right now. Seriously.
I think the honest answer is I think out of all of our friends, you would have been the only one who would have said yes
Really?
to coming on the pod,
There
to
you
doing
go.
a podcast with us.
Maybe.
Think long and hard about all the friends we've had on the show.
Yeah.
You reckon any of them would have been like, yes, let's do this.
More
properly.
than 1 week.
once or more than twice.
Yeah. You're probably right. And then to be fair, Kush actually, dare I suggest, is the one that has kept this thing going. Because this would have ended a long time ago if it wasn't for Kush, first of all, editing the show.
The backbone.
But then also he started
Discovering TikTok.
He discovered Migs had the idea to post on TikTok, and then Kush had the great idea to just start posting Transformers meme on TikTok.
Whilst he was sat on the toilet, he loves to clarify.
Yeah. He then grew that account to like 60,000 followers
Crazy.
in the space of like a week, like a month maybe. And then we're like, oh, hang on, there's something here. So then we transitioned from Transformers TikToks to posting like audio over Call of Duty gameplay.
As we discussed last week, how much we loved Warzone.
Yeah, in that era. And then all these kids thought we were really funny. They thought we were playing the game while we were like making jokes. But in reality, it was just the audio put over the Warzone content.
Genius.
And that actually was we were honestly the first ones to pioneer that form of content.
One of the first ones.
We
The
were
first ones I know.
we were first ones.
Name me someone earlier, Sen. Exactly.
So like the Subway Surfer stuff with like content on top of it, like the Minecraft
Or the Reddit.
or the Reddit or the
Yeah.
GTA, that came from Critical Banter. I'm going to claim
We
that.
started the meta.
We started the meta.
That being said, I feel like we don't pay enough tribute to Transformers on this, just in how formative it was to our development.
I think on our shelf, Kush wanted to put a Optimus Prime mask or something on.
Maybe we'll give him that wish.
All right, next question. Which sport produces the most well-rounded athletes? So which sport, are we talking versatility or are we just talking pure, these are the most impressive?
I would say probably AFL, as much as it pains me to say.
Fitness,
Strength,
Strength,
agility, physique.
technique.
Yep.
It's not a bad shout.
Mm.
I've got nothing else coming to
I'm
mind.
trying to figure out what,
Because like football, soccer, for example, you need more fitness, but you don't really need the other physical attributes.
Correct.
A rugby, you don't really need to be as fit, but you need to be stronger.
Strong.
Well, what do you mean like well-rounded athlete?
Let me just call up the guy that asked the question and
Give me your interpretation of well-rounded.
exactly how Sen described the different criteria like fitness, like strength, technical ability, all that is well-rounded. Because what else? What else
Like
is there?
swimming? Dare I suggest swimming potentially?
That is also a good shout.
No.
Cardiovascular.
You got massive cardiovascular. You've got
They're shaped like a
endurance.
Dorito, brother.
Yeah, where's your ball skills? Your hand-eye.
Hand-eye's not there. That's a big thing. AFL actually is good because you got to catch and kick.
Yeah.
Gaelic football.
Oh, yeah.
You got to be strong. You got to be fast.
You got to be
fit,
tall.
Got to be tall. You got to be able to jump as well.
Oh, no, it's a good shout. It is a good shout.
It's got to be AFL.
Another question. Is Sen a finance bro?
I think you revealed this in the Cal Best episode.
Did I? Shit. Did I dox myself?
You didn't say where you worked, but
Okay,
you
good.
said you worked in finance.
Oh, yeah. I said I worked in finance. Yeah.
The
But
Sen
I wouldn't
give-
say I am a finance bro as such.
Do you want to get the RMs on? Do you want to?
Yeah, I would
I
say.
feel like Sen is buying into a lot of the finance.
I'm a finance bro adjacent.
He's a finance bro. He wears RM Williams. He wears Gilets. He goes
Do
to the
love a
office every
gilet.
day. He wears an Omega Speedmaster.
Nah, it's not a finance.
He loves being. Yeah, he loves being in the office. First
You know
of
what I'm
all,
saying? Like, you know, so where are you not a finance bro?
I'm not white.
besides that,
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But I would find you at a pub on a Thursday night and a Friday.
Ryan's
probably.
bar, some might even say.
I know Ryan's
Not Ryan's bar. I'll give you that.
Find me Cabana Bar on a Thursday.
But there you go. Like, is he not a finance bro? I think that ticks all the boxes.
All right, next question. Who would be your dream guest?
Dream guest?
Dream guest.
Honestly, Usman Khawaja would be my dream guest.
Usman
Yeah,
Khawaja.
Uzi would be a great guest.
Why Uzi?
Well, because like he fits our demographic. Like he's an ethnic sports person.
Put the
that's made it.
commercial
Yeah,
side
put
of it
the
away for a
strategic
second.
side. You could indulge in one guest.
Person that you actually want to sit down with and talk to.
The dream guest.
Yes, as they asked.
I reckon I've said this before. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger, the dream guest.
Why
Play on.
Arnie?
Well, like
You read
I
his book,
said,
no? Or
yeah,
something?
Total Recall.
Fine, give us another. Actually, yeah, you did say it in the Wing Boy episode.
He was
Give
a-
us another
He
answer.
was a childhood hero of mine.
You already said that one. Give us another one.
Someone else go first. Let me have a think.
Senny.
Conan O'Brien would be my dream guest.
Mm. What would you ask? Would you ask Conan?
I reckon you wouldn't even be able to ask him a question. He would just come and just riff off the bat and just be silly.
Yeah.
And just it wouldn't be a serious conversation at all. You wouldn't ask him a serious question.
That's true. That's true. His show's great. We were driving to Melbourne, Sam was showing
Yeah.
Conan O'Brien's podcast.
Great podcast.
It is actually really, really good. Migs?
There's two categories of answer. I can go either one of the UK big YouTubers, like the Sidemen and them lot, or I could go like Cristiano Ronaldo or like Bruno Fernandes.
Would you actually want Cristiano Ronaldo?
That's
'Cause
why-
I've
that's why I'm
seen
throwing
his
in-
YouTube, and
It's
it's
very memey.
it's pretty dry.
I'd like to meet him, but I don't know about podcasts, so that's why I thrown in a
It's-
Bruno Fernandes.
And all of his interviews seem very pre-rehearsed and like pre-prepared. Like there's nothing off the cuff.
Yeah.
And Rio Fernandez is sucking him off as well.
Does he have a
Crazy.
pod? Does Ronaldo have a pod?
He does like interviews on his
Yeah,
like
know his YouTube channel?
yeah.
You
course.
Are by Cristiano?
No. He's like the fastest person to like 100 million subscribers or whatever.
Yeah, so one of his videos was a podcast with Rio Ferdinand, who clearly had pre-prepared questions that he was told to ask him.
about how great he was.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So it was just a.
it was a tough watch.
Yeah,
not
that's
gonna
no good.
lie.
That would be me. One of two. Couple more. One more question is, what's the one inside joke from the podcast you wish more people knew about?
Oh, that's a
So-
great question.
On the other day, we posted the hand onions story,
Hand onions is
which,
great.
you know, the people that knew loved the recall to that one. Senny even re-listened to that episode.
Delightful.
Episode's aptly named Hand Onions if you'd like to go back and listen to it.
23rd of March 2024 is when it came out.
Do we chuck in like a OG reference, like a Cuckabee Cuck segment? We've been talking about that.
Be cocked. But I want something like niche, like we got someone fired, like that sort of stuff that only the hectics would know.
Like how we got our friend fired?
Yeah, like how we got our
Oh,
friend
right.
fired. Yeah.
What was this
like
again?
Lore, deep lore.
So like episode.
Did we ever reveal that? We did, right? I'm sure we have.
I had to get rid of that episode.
No, I know it doesn't exist.
Yeah, it
but-
doesn't exist. So basically what happened is like early days on the podcast, we were like just getting our mates on. And I got one of my friends on who used to work at like an aviation company where he would go and clean planes. And we would ask him about the job because he's pretty liberal about the stories,
Details.
the details on that plane. So I was like, hey, like, how do you clean it? Like, what's doing here? Like a riveting conversation. But the problem is he would basically say how the standards were so low. So these cleaners would come in and then like use the cloth that they wipe the toilets with to wipe the TV screens, that's on the back of the seats. And then just like use bloody rags to do this. And like, he was basically just spilling all these secrets.
Whilst he was working there.
Wow. And then obviously we asked him to share it and he shared it on Facebook. And then his boss's son has him as a friend, re-listened to it, basically slandering the dad's company, told the dad. And then actually he got into the interview room with like HR being like, hey, in your own words, can you tell us what happened? And then he basically said the story and the boss was like, all right, this is being recorded, but make sure, you don't reveal this to anyone. So when he heard that, he actually recorded the conversation that happened. He replayed me the conversation afterwards of him just getting grilled about the whole situation. And then I think he knew the camera was on. So he knew what was going to happen. So he was just chucking in like Bants Deluxe, like during the interview. This guy was getting more and more angry and they ended up getting him fired. Except now he wanted the episode to get deleted because he thought like if other employers checked his record, they would find that episode and he'd never get a job otherwise.
So did he get a job? How's his career now? Good?
Career's fine, yeah. Career. He lives in Canberra, works for the government as per.
There's no need. Don't dox him any further.
Where for the government? In what role?
Yeah,
what's his payroll number?
That's the sort of deep law that I want people to know about.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people in trouble. Have we got in trouble from the podcast? Have we had to have was there any guest that decided that they didn't want an episode?
Not that I can remember. Or the only things I can remember is like things we've said afterwards. We're like, let's cut that because it's a bit.
Oh yeah, we will not be revealing that.
None of those will ever get revealed.
I can't even remember most of them.
They're good. That's good.
There's a couple of times that like we would do interviews over Twitter. We'd like find Twitter guests. We thought a strategy would be like, hey,
this is deep lore, man.
This is incredible.
This is like episode 5 type shit, bro. Yeah. Wow.
So we got because like we're like, oh, you know what could be a good growth channel? It's Twitter when Twitter was called Twitter. And so we went out and we DM'd like other podcasts. At this time, we had like 100 listeners potentially.
I wish it was that much.
Yeah,
I reckon it was
probably
less.
half that.
And then we were following like 5,000 people on Twitter and like 5,000 following us back.
Yeah, and so we like desperately wanted just any sort of guest. So we went on Twitter and just found like random other podcasts because we thought if we got on podcasts and they jumped on our podcast, we'll like grow together. Except like, I don't know, the software wasn't there. It's like pre-COVID, so there's no Zoom or anything like that. It was just like the biggest nightmare. Those episodes that we did with those Twitter people never released.
No, they were. I'm pretty sure they were.
Were they?
One definitely was. I know that.
Maybe one, and then the other couple was just
the audio was so bad we just never released it.
Yeah, the audio was bad.
Yeah, the audio was bad. The chat was bad. Like, yeah, it was a dire time.
The only thing coming to my mind is the thing that the hectics will know is our Facebook memes.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Oh, that
back
was
in
as well.
In COVID times, we were like, our skin was in the game of Facebook memes. We joined like every single university in Australia, like their discussion group. So Monash discussion group, UNSW discussion group, UCID discussion group. And we were just posting like shit memes in there. Like, your month is your quarantine trait. It's like you're born in June. You love to binge watch Netflix. And we were getting bare engagement, mate.
Yeah. That was good. We just used to make memes for fun. We did like UNSW bingo on Instagram which like, I think that spread pretty quickly.
Yeah, the bingo, the UNSW bingo template by Critical Banter was sneakily on there.
And all we thought was like, all right, that's how we market ourselves. That's how we grow. Now, did it help? No, absolutely not.
Not on the slightest.
Literally nothing.
But did we have fun during COVID?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Heavily.
All right, last question. What's the most ridiculous thing you've ever spent money on? Any outrageous purchases? Bro, I remember would you buy like a titanium ball or something? For like 200 wax?
Yeah, during COVID, you were spending money.
What was that?
No, it was just it was a copper sphere.
Okay.
Well, how's that any different to what I've just said?
No, it is. I'm just telling you what it was.
Named a different metal and a different synonym for the word of a circle.
So, no, because like if you listen to the Hamish and Eddie show, they were talking about copper spheres.
Copper sphere, you idiot.
And how mesmerizing it was. And I decided I want to have a look at what the copper sphere looks like. I don't even remember. It was more than $100 though.
Okay, I thought if it was like $20-$30, whatever, that's a bit of fun.
Nah, and there's been like the dumbest thing. Like to be fair, I don't really spend stuff on dumb. things, I think.
I feel like the most expensive things I buy are like tickets to sporting matches and that sort of ilk, like experiences. Like $800 for the F1. Silly money, but worth it in my opinion.
Worth it. Yeah. I don't know. You guys spend money on like FIFA points and Fortnite packs and whatever, skins.
For the record, I've never bought FIFA points. Jokes, that's a lie. I have bought FIFA points, but I haven't bought Fortnite points.
Mine is,
if that makes me any better.
NBA 2K points.
There's no need for that, okay?
Come on, we're talking about what we had fun in COVID.
COVID was a really dark time in my life.
There's no need to talk about any of these things.
I reckon I dropped on NBA 2K. It wasn't even the latest 2K. It might have been the iteration before.
We were playing the previous 2K. That's how sad this was.
I think it was 2K20 by the time 2K21 had come out. And I reckon I dropped maybe 150, 200 bucks.
That's fine. Say with your chest, bro.
Yeah,
it's
I dropped
fine.
like 200 bucks and it was so worth it. Dude, actually, I think we told this on the podcast when Kush used to go on game chat and yell at these like literal like 12-year-old kids on NBA 2K after we would cream them like 21-5 or something in my park. And me and Migs would just be on normal chat and Kush would disappear. And then you could hear in the game chat, Kush just like telling these kids to suck my balls and stuff.
Actually, I can remember the dumbest thing I bought, or like the worst purchase I bought was $250. It was called a chip and stick. And so
chip on a stick.
No, it's called chip and stick. So it was like this like golf thing. It was like this mat. It's like this mat with like targets in and kind of like plastic balls that you hit with a golf club. And it's kind of satisfying because you like hit the ball and it's supposed to stick on the mat and play games and whatnot, right? All I saw is like these kids on TikTok just having like the most fun with it ever. They were doing challenges with their friends and like all this sort of stuff. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to drop 250 bands on it. It'll be, you know, a worthwhile purchase. I'll get many uses out of it. I played it 2 times. I've never played it again. The balls didn't stick. Like the mat is literally so big. It's almost comical how big it is. Like in the videos, it looks kind of small, but I guess like for it to be fun, it needs to be a decent sized target. Yeah. So like unrolling the mat and re-rolling the mat, there's like no place for it in my house. So right now it's like sitting in the garage on top of the shelves, hasn't been touched since.
Oh, at least you can use it again at some point, right?
Yeah, I mean that or the copper sphere really, you know, takes the bait.
I have a similar one. You can see the boxing up there, man.
Oh,
There's one time in my life I thought, how hard could DJing be? You plug a USB in, you play a couple songs and call it a day. So I went research what's the best beginner DJ decks. I think I spent like good like $300-400 on it. Finally got it. Unboxed it once, had to play around. I'm like, this is way harder than I realized. And it's collecting dust ever since.
If you could pick up DJing again, I'm actually looking for a DJ for my wedding. It would be
your rates, bro.
It would be extremely helpful. It's a volunteer position. It would be extremely helpful if you could pick up the decks again. You know?
I'm busy that day. I've got a wedding to go to, sorry, mate. But those are your questions. Thank you for sending them in. If there's any we missed, DM us and we'll get to it at some point.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we are playing the letter game. So we played this a few months ago, and it goes like this. It's Sen versus Migs. I'm going to give you 2 letters. The word that you give me has to start with the first letter and end with the second letter. Comprende?
Si.
Beautiful. So last time we played, it was me versus Migs, and that was interesting because Sen would drop 2 letters and we would just insert a vowel in between and call it a day. So
game's a game.
The game is the game, but this time I will be only accepting 4-letter words or higher.
Wow.
And then the next round, you know, if you guys are good at 4 letters, we'll go to minimum 5 letters.
I think that'd stump me. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
But we'll start with 4. So it's very simple. Just jump in when you've got the answer. All right. First letters, A and E.
Apple.
Correct, 1-0. B and D.
Bead.
Ooh.
He said bed, bro. That's 3 letters.
Yeah.
Bead, well done.
B-E-A-D, brother.
1-1. C and T.
Cart. I had an extra letter in your words and I didn't want to say it.
Migs gets it. 2-1. D and N.
Down.
Correct. 4-1. E and R.
Eager.
Ooh, there you go.
Ooh.
4-2. F and H. Blank faces over here.
Is there one with
F and H.
Mm.
Have you verified there are words for these?
Yeah, this I definitely know.
Fourth.
Fourth is good. Fish would have been good. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, fish.
Score is 4-3. We move. G and D.
Good.
Correct. 5-3. H and M.
Harm. HARM.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, bang. Score check.
6-3.
J and Y.
Jelly.
6-4. K and E.
Kale.
7-4. L and P.
Loop.
Lollipop.
Ooh, Migs. 8-3. Come on, Sonny. M and T.
8-4, by the way.
Oh, sorry. 8-4. M and T.
Mount.
8-5. What?
I didn't want to say what I thought of, brother.
What did you think about? M and T?
It has a double O in it.
I would have allowed that.
Mason Mount. All right, play on.
All right. Score is 8-5.
Yep.
Next is O and N.
N or M?
N for November.
Often.
Correct. 9-5. P and E.
People.
It's good.
8-6.
That's good.
Q and K.
Quick quack. Oh, Sen
Sen
got
gets
that.
it. All right, we're getting close. Score is 9-7. Sen is mounting a comeback, but Migs is still in the lead. Next up, we have S and E.
Same.
Tie. What did you say?
Seal. It's wrong.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely wrong. And what did you say?
What did I say? Same.
Same.
That's right.
There you go. All right. 10-7. It's first to 15.
All right.
All right, we move on. U and N.
Uranium.
Is it
10-8.
N or M?
N.
Oh,
Union.
damn it.
All right. Migs on 11. V and E.
Veal.
Vice.
12. W and D.
Wood.
Correct. Score is 12-8. All right, the next lot, you guys are decent at this. So we're going 5 letters here.
Okay.
All right.
I thought it was first to 15.
It is first to 15, but now the rules are changing.
Okay.
So Migs is ahead 12-8.
Okay.
The next one is C and L. 5 letters.
Damn it. Cruel.
He's good.
He's good this one. 13. All right.
God damn it.
Next we have F and T.
Fort.
It's 4 letters.
Fortnite.
It's E.
And
Nope.
no,
The weeks, brother. Not the ride, not the Epic Games Classic.
Oh, I'm done.
14. Migs match point.
That's so bad.
With his chest, he said it was E.
M and C.
Magic.
Magic is
Dang.
correct. 14-10.
Yeah.
P and T.
Pout.
4 letters.
P and
Paint.
T. There you go. Paint. Well
Paint
done.
is correct. 14-11. R and X.
Relax.
Roblox. No, relax.
14-12.
Damn.
U and M.
Uranium. Yeah, give it to him. Give it
Next
to
one.
him. Give it
Nah,
to him.
next one. Next
It's
one.
tie. V and T. Match point.
V and T.
Mm-hmm.
Lil Uzi Vert. No. V and T. Do you know one, Ro?
I do know one. All right, pass.
No.
No,
Pass?
I don't know.
What is it?
The one that I think of is Velvet with
Yeah,
V
nah,
and T.
we could have sat here for 10 minutes and I would have got
That's
that.
not in my material warehouse.
All right. Y and N.
Yemen. No, that's a pronoun.
Well, that is a word.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great.
why
I'm
not?
happy to
That's-
give that. But why was that the first thing that came
What
to
else
your
is there,
mind?
brother?
Yeah.
Yemen.
Yawn, maybe. Yearn.
No, that's 4 letters.
Yearn.
Bro.
Yearn,
Yearn would have been
yeah.
the good.
I'm a Yemen through
Yemen.
and through, brother.
Beautiful. Well done, Migs. Congratulations.
Shout out Yemen.
All right, we're here with blind rankings. We've each got 2, 1 to each of you. I'll begin. Ro, blind rank these Harry Potter characters based on how racist you think they are. We'll start nice and easy. Dumbledore.
Dumbledore is old, which means he has like already some conservative views about him. Do you know what I mean? Like he seems to have massive favoritism towards Gryffindor.
No, but he's also, I'm pretty sure it's canon that he's gay, so he can't be conservative.
No. He's gay as an actor.
No, but in the show, I'm pretty sure he was gay coded.
Bro, J.K. Rowling hates trans people. Do you reckon you should have a gay character in there?
It's a good point.
That feels like a theory that these Harry Potter.
How about Dumbledore always having Harry up in his private dorm, at sinister hours of the night?
Check his hard drives. There's something up with that.
The J.K. Rowling, she had the weird Harry Dumbledore dynamic, and then she had Peter Pettigrew sleeping with Ron for upwards of 6 years.
So Dumbledore.
Back to the racism, boys.
Yeah, Dumbledore I think would be a closet racist. He wouldn't be an out and out one, just because he's head of the school,
Position of power.
Yeah. He's repressing it. But I reckon you get 1-on-1, give him a couple of butter beers, and some things start flying out. So Dumby, I'm gonna put in middle of the pack, 3rd on the table.
All right, Dumbledore at 3. Next up, Professor Umbridge.
Oh, she was an old hag, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Oh, she was a psychopath. Like she literally made Harry, write his name multiple times and had it etched onto his skin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that is psychopathic.
She had Karen energy.
She had massive Karen energy.
But does she have racist energy?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think
Is that not one and the same often?
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
On a Venn diagram, it overlaps, but not completely.
Now, would she be a racist? She used to wear like pink, pure
Yeah.
pink woman. That in itself shows a bit of favoritism to one color. You know what I mean? So maybe we chuck her at 2.
All right. Umbridge at 2. Next up, we have Goyle.
Goyle was a bit boneheaded, meathead bro. Crab was the one with the really round head.
Yeah, he
and
did.
Goyle was the taller one.
Yeah.
A little bit more in charge.
Yeah.
I think Goyle's all good in the hood, man.
You reckon?
Goyle's all right. He's a little bit backwards, but he's got a good heart, I think.
Okay.
So I'm going to put him at 4.
All right, so
Goyle
you got
4th.
Umbridge at 2, Dumbledore at 3, and Goyle at 4. Next up, you have Draco Malfoy.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is number 1. There's no doubt about it. Him and his family, his whole family, I think they're like all have blonde hair, blue eyes. They like hate anyone from any other houses, any other colors.
Giving white supremacists.
It's giving massive, he's wearing a hood in the night, goes to those, eyed wide shot parties.
That is true. All the Death Eaters hanging out in their hoods.
So Draco goes number 1 on my list.
All right, and finally, Hermione.
Yeah. Hermione, mate. Well, she could never be racist. No. 5. I'm
She's a
happy with
victim.
that. Yeah, she's a victim, 100%. She has done nothing wrong. She would actually, dare I suggest, fight. She'd be at the rallies.
True.
For
An
people.
ally.
Yeah, she's an ally. So 5, I'm happy with that list.
Manu, I want you to blind rank these jacks. Black.
Jack Black, seminal classic, School of Rock, Kung Fu Panda. I believe the Minecraft
movie. Yeah. What is it?
which came out a few months ago as time of recording.
Think Chicken Cowboy? No.
Bro, I've seen that. It's so
You've seen
cringe. Have you
those?
seen that?
Nah.
So we'll talk about it. So in the movie, it's a chicken cowboy.
The Chicken Cowboy?
Something. There's a
What
character.
are you talking
No,
about?
so in the movie,
I'll
the
look it up while
Minecraft
you-
movie,
Right, yeah.
This chicken something, which Sen will figure out.
Chicken Jockey.
This chicken jockey is apparently a really rare character or what something. So then I think halfway through the movie, it just appears. And it's like really crazy that it's it's like a Mew from Pokemon type vibe, right? Really rare. And then the law now is everyone in the movie just throws like shit in the air.
It's limbs.
Like
Limbs in the cinema.
popcorn, drinks, toilet paper,
Toilet paper.
clothes. I saw a video where there was like 2 guys on each other's shoulders. One of them had a live chicken
Yeah.
in his hand.
Yeah.
So it's become like they pause the movie at this point,
And go
turn all the
nuts.
lights on. No, the cinema, turn the lights on. And if there's ruckus, you're done. You're out.
Oh, okay, right.
Cancel. Movie's cancelled.
Dude, I'm seeing deluxe reels and TikToks of this behavior. It's crazy.
The aftermath is like disgusting. It's like so like messy and dirty.
This reminds me when I went to watch my first A-League game in the RBB, and every time a goal was scored, people just pegged their beers up in the air. I was getting soaked deluxe. So you're saying it's in a movie cinema?
Yeah, somehow in the RBB at an A-League game, that seems okay, par for the course. But in a cinema, mind you, it's a Minecraft movie.
It's a kid's film.
Most of these people are, I would say, under the age of 15.
How are they smuggling chickens into the cinemas?
That's mental, dude.
That's actually pretty funny. You're just like hiding it, keeping it silent, and then out of nowhere, the chicken just starts flying.
Anyway,
Jack Black, not my favorite Jack. If I were to think of a lot of Jacks, I'd put him at 4.
All right. Next up, we have Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow. Just Jack Sparrow, not Johnny Depp, just
Jack Sparrow.
as he was, the pirate. Do I have much love for Jack Sparrow? Not really as well. Do I just not like Jacks? That's a good question. Do I like him more or less than Jack Black? But I do want to leave 5 open because I don't know. There's some Jack he's going to throw
Jack
out.
the Ripper coming up.
Exactly. So I'll throw him a 3rd. But I think my list is wrong already.
Okay, so who have you got so far? Black at
4.
and then
Sparrow at 3.
All right, next up, the Ripper.
Straight to 5, brother.
Straight to 5.
Straight to 5.
Apparently they caught Jack the Ripper. They figured out who he was recently.
I reckon in my 27 years on this planet, they've caught him about 7 times.
I actually really had a fascination with Jack the Ripper back.
Of course you did.
It was a super interesting story. This guy just coming out slitting people's throats. No one could find him. He's a Ripper. It's such a cool nickname.
That is a very cool. But mind you, this was what, 250 years ago? Well done. You found him now. You really showed him. Also, wasn't there a theory that it was multiple people? Like, this guy was so prolific. There's no way it could have been one guy.
Well, that's the beauty of Jack the Ripper. You know, in the lore, the mystique, like he could be multiple people. But apparently he's one bloke. And his name's not Jack.
It's not.
No, I don't know. I just made that up. Well, who knows?
Ripper is at 5.
All right, next up, Harlow.
Oh, what other Jack is now? I've got to think about because I only got 1 and 2 open, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what other Jack could he throw at me? What other Jacks are there?
Oh,
Hammer? I don't know. Is he going to throw in a non-human item?
Jumping Jack.
Jumping Jacks? Jack Grealish potentially? Probably not. Jack and Jill? Oh, Jack from Jack and the Jill, dude. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
It's a very good one. Jack Lang?
The big fella.
Big fella. And the even bigger fella, maybe he's getting thrown in. Jack Harlow, I'm going to put 1. I'm going to gamble. Lovely artist, love his music. I'll put him number 1. So who have I got at number 2?
Who have you got? So you went Jack Harlow 1.
Sparrow 3. Black 4.
and
Ripper
Jack
5.
Well, your last one is Hungry.
Hungry Jack.
Hungry Jack.
Just one Jack. Not
Just
Jack.
one Jack, unfortunately.
No, Hungry Jack's good. I like it. I like the soft serve from Hungry Jack's more than every other place. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
I'm not mad at that list
I'm
as
not
well,
mad.
to be honest. I think Jack Sparrow feels like he's a bit low, to be honest.
Yeah, I personally would have had him at 1.
Yeah.
That's just me.
I honestly, for me, Jack Harlow actually goes very far down.
I would put Jack the Ripper over Jack Harlow.
So you're not happy with my list, essentially.
Well, yeah, no,
That's
no,
what
no.
you're both saying.
Now that I'm actually thinking about it, in my list, if I'd have to go, I'd go Jack Sparrow 1, Jack Black 2. Honestly, Hungry Jack's 3, Jack the Ripper 4, Jack Harlow 5. You can switch the Ripper and Harlow.
All right, fair enough.
Okay, all right. I got a couple of ones as well. Sen, we'll start with you.
Yep.
Blind rank these Aussie CEOs on how fast they'd be in 100-meter sprints. All right. First up, we've got Melanie Perkins from Canva.
Canva. The Canvanaut. The original Canvanaut. Ooh.
What's her time?
She looks like she could run a mean 12 seconds. 12:30 I'd give her.
12:30.
Wind assisted.
Wind assisted.
Downhill.
Yeah. Okay. So illegal time.
Oh, Mel Perkins. All right. Well, I don't know who's on your list. I don't want to anchor myself too much. So I'll give her a 3, middle of the road.
Middle of the road. All right. Melanie Perkins goes into 3. Next up is Alan Joyce,
Not even the CEO anymore.
retired CEO.
Yeah. No, he's a little man, a little leprechaun of a man. Jockey, if you will. He's got short, stumpy legs. Bit chubby as well. I'm saying 5. He looks slow. He sounds slow. He
Probably is slow.
All right. 3 and 5. Next up, we have Mike Cannon Brooks,
Oh, big MCB.
MCB, Atlassian.
Pre-beard or post-beard?
He shaved his beard off for aerodynamics.
Aerodynamics. Then he looks quick.
Mm.
I reckon 1 for me.
Mike Cannon Brooks,
yeah.
number 1. All right, fair
He
enough.
looks tall as well from memory.
He's tall.
Yeah, he's got that
tall.
Usain Bolt build. So.
Yeah. It's good off the blocks, I've heard.
Yeah.
So we got MCB in 1.
Yeah.
Melanie Perkins in 3. And we've got...
Yeah, I'll enjoy send him home,
He's
honestly.
got 5. All right, next up we have Matt Combs.
Oh, Matt Com, our good friend of the show, who you publicly called a dog.
Thus
Wait, for what? His office snacks, I think?
Snacks.
No, for lying in his presentation to Eunice W students about what? A friendly...
What did he lied about? What did he lie about?
He lied about something in our video about office snacks and you somehow called him a dog.
His revenue. No. It was the office snacks. He said he made $20 billion in profit.
Yeah.
And I said he couldn't afford some good office snacks.
Right.
He didn't lie about anything. He's just being a little greedy little pig.
So does a greedy little pig have a quick 100-meter dash on him?
Yeah. So Matt Com, all right.
CEO of Australia's largest company, largest bank at least. Yeah, I reckon all the money in his pocket's probably just weighing him down. So, and a guilty conscience as well. So I'm putting him at 4.
I can assure you there's zero guilty conscience to that man.
So yeah, he's got to be 4.
So what's on the list so far? What are we missing?
So we got MCB at 1, Mel Perkins at 3. We got Matt Com 4 and
Alan Joyce 5.
Alan Joyce at 5.
So number 2 row.
Number 2, who we got? Who am I going to put at 2?
So at 2, you've got Fred Shabester,
Oh, Finder.
the Finder CEO, the crypto king himself.
Crypto King. You know what? I'm happy with that list. That's
I
a
reckon he's
pretty
got
good.
a sneaky build, I reckon.
He got
Sleeper build. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Manu, we move on to you next.
Yeah,
Blind rank these vices.
sure.
So the first we have substance abuse.
Let's take a step. Rank on... What am I ranking right now?
Oh, you know how destructive they are?
Destructive is how, the dopamine hit people get.
Mm.
Substance abuse, all substances, alcohol, tobacco, illicit drugs. Is that what we're saying?
That's what we're saying.
I'm putting that at 5.
5.
Don't do it.
All right, number 5. We move on to gambling.
It's good in doses, gambling, It's but it's a slippery slope. You can go down easily, but if you can have it under control, a cheeky little couple bucks here and there, good little thrill.
I won a couple bucks this morning as well, betting on Rory McIlroy at the start
Winning
of the
the
week to win the
Masters.
Masters.
That would have netted you a good couple bucks.
After round 1, he was, I think, sitting in 10th,
Mm.
1 over par or something. And I was, I think, word for word in the group chat, I'm like, what the fuck? This guy's forgotten which end of the stick to use. And then come day 2, he roared back into, I think, 3rd or 4th. And then going into the final day, he had the lead. And then I think he double bogeyed 2 of his holes. And I was getting a bit nervous. And then he had the final putt to win it. And then he missed it. And I'm like, this is it. I could have cashed out, but yeah, he held his
He
nerve.
clutched up in the end.
Very good shot. So shout out Rory.
Sounds like an exhilarating vice.
It is. It actually is, man. The highs and lows, you got to ride it.
Do you remember? I don't know if you guys weren't there, but when we after our soccer game, we went to the pub, and these boys were betting on the horses at the pub, and they were yelling. They're like, "I can't believe I've lost $800." You know what I mean? Like it can get really bad.
One of my favorite videos. This is so niche. I can't believe we've gotten here.
Is
But
this a Winboo 69 video?
can we talk about? I can't believe we've actually never once spoken about Wimbo on the pod. It's actually kind of sad.
It is so sad. For anyone who doesn't know, Winboo 69 is an Instagram account of this like Asian guy he's jobless. He's like on Centrelink, and he just feeds money through the pokies, and he's kind of like, I don't know, going through his journey. And he just says the most out of pocket stuff, like talking about his personal life, how he can't afford food, how he his most embarrassing moment was like taking a dump in his pants and all this stuff. It's just weird to look at.
His comments are weirdly kind of supportive though.
No, it's a beautiful comment section
Yeah.
He's got a good community.
because they know he needs help, and it's actually a bit sad and depressing. So they're quite, uplifting in the comments, which is nice to see.
Anyway, this is my favorite video of all time. This guy.
I've never seen. It's just a video of some guy watching the horses and then slapping his butt
As a
mimicking
jockey. Slapping his own ass. Yeah, that'll make your horse go quicker, mate.
You know what I have seen a lot these days, like on my Instagram or TikTok at least. There's like all these gamblers. There's like this Lucas Kante guy who like gambles
Ngolo.
his features. Have you seen that guy?
No.
He like wins $800.
Is he the guy that's like a Macca's worker?
Yeah, he's like a Macca's worker, and he just like gambles his features. That's actually quite exhilarating to watch.
It's €4.
Yeah, I was gonna say this
It's
is
for
not
you.
my.
You don't get any of that. You don't get the guy. You don't get.
I get
you don't-
Wimbu, and that's about it.
What about Tim Nucky betting $1 for every
the
OG
New Zealand guy?
Yeah, the OG.
Yeah, what, is he still doing it?
Yeah, he's still doing it. And there's a couple others now. But anyway, sorry, Mix. We
Gambling
derailed.
3.
Gambling 3. All right. Next up, we have doom scrolling.
Doom scrolling. You do waste a lot of hours on this. You start and you just can't stop sometimes, man. You never know what the next TikTok's going to be. But it's not as harmful. Like what? You waste a couple hours. At least you're not losing your life savings, or you're not, going to have to go to rehab.
But isn't that the most valuable resource?
Time?
Time.
Yeah, but if you
Money comes and goes. Time,
if
you can't
abuse
get it back.
crystal meth, then you might not have much time left.
It's a good point.
And gambling, if you lose all your money, man, are you enjoying that time? Probably not. Doom scrolling, I'll give it a 2.
2. All right. So we have.
Didn't realize that was so shocking, right?
No, just wondering. So we have the number 1 slot open. We have doom scrolling in 2. Do we have anything at 3?
Gambling at 3 and substance abuse at 5.
5. All right. Next up, we have materialism.
Consumerism as a vice. We're getting very
Capitalistic.
philosophical here. Is that the bane of modern society? Capitalism. You're hunting for that next, I don't know, Louis Vuitton bag, the next car, the next watch.
All these issues in the world. The sweatshops in third world countries.
Just for a laugh, I'll put it at 4.
All right. And
See,
then
the thing is, right, Buddha goes on about, consumerism and not having, worldly items, but he didn't have, iPhones and cars.
So you're telling me if Buddha existed today and saw the glory of the iPhone 17 Pro Max, he would say, you know what? Get it.
Yeah, because what did they have back then?
yeah, all you do is walk around and sit under the Bodhi tree.
I feel like we need to contextualize.
Imagine if the Buddha had Candy Crush. Imagine that.
Yeah, he would have sat under the Bodhi tree just scrolling away.
If he played Clash of Clans one time.
Exactly. I feel like we need to contextualize religion a bit.
It's an interesting question.
Next podcast, then we'll do that.
Yeah, when we run out of ideas, we'll start TCB debates for religions. All right. Where did you put that?
4. So I have the number 1 slot left, right? What is the number 1 vice?
The number 1 vice, according to you, is binge eating.
What's wrong with a bit of binge eating, man?
Yeah, if you just throw it up at, like winner says, it's all fair game.
Binge in one go, you go anorexic the next day, mate. It's net sum.
All right. Migs, you're up.
All right, I've got a couple as well, Ro. I want you to blind rank these Sydney beaches as an Irish backpacker on Christmas Day. First one, Bondi Beach.
Bondi Beach is, it's a good one, but it's not, it is it's hard to know. Irish backpacker, not even an English backpacker. So you got to put that into context as well.
He's Paddy Chan's down the road type vibe. You need to factor that in,
That's
mate.
exactly right. Spice bags. Where's the nearest one?
How far from PJ O'Brien?
Maybe that's the list, just the radius.
Just quietly, I would love to go to PJ O'Brien's to try their spice bag. Any takers?
So you're saying TCB will try PJ O'Brien's?
PJ O'Brien's.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Oh, you weren't here that week when we had Rohan on. The episode doesn't come out yet, but I talked about how I went to PJ O'Brien's recently.
And you had their
Shit
spice
all.
bag?
No, just for it was like 11 p.m. So it was
You
like
went there for the
dance
wrong purposes, is what it sounds like.
Yeah,
You went to Boogie.
I went
At
to Boogie.
PJ O'Brien's.
I was told it was a great atmosphere with the live band.
Was
it
it?
had neither of those things.
all right. Bondi Beach, I'm going to put it number 2.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I would have put it.
No,
very
there's
low.
one beach I'm looking for here.
All right, next one. We're going Manly Beach.
No, they don't live anywhere near
That's
Manly.
true.
They're nowhere near it. So I'm going to say like 4th.
4. Next one, Palm Beach.
Yeah, again, we move further and further away from the east. 5th, Palm Beach.
All right, next, DY. Good thing about these backpackers on Christmas Day, they flood the beach, man.
They flood the beach, but they don't have cars. That's why they can't get to like Palm Beach and stuff. They could get to Manly. They could get to DY with the B line. So I'll put it at 3. I'm not mad about that.
All right. Last one is Coogee Beach.
Yes, Coogee number 1. That is the home for Irish backpackers, is it not?
Yeah, I agree, 100%. But I thought you might have said Pondi. the Penrith beach
That-
just to take the piss.
That would have been outrageous.
I'll do you good there. So Coogee Beach, the number one backpacker for beach for Irish backpackers.
I'm happy with that list.
I have no complaints either. All right, Senny, I've got one for you, and I'm sorry for everyone listening. This is not a
Niche.
gimmicky one. This is just an interesting one for me and Sen. So, Ro, you can go on your phone if you want, really. Sen, I want you to blind rank these Premier League wingers.
All right. I want to say, I don't know what's on your list. I'm going to keep number one open, hoping that you have Salah on the list. If Salah's not on this
You can't
list,
preface a list like this.
no, Salah is my number one. All right.
Well,
if
it's
it's
not-
not on there, then I apologize.
It's not going on the TikTok, Sen, so it doesn't matter.
Fuck.
All right, first one, Gareth Bale.
Hill. On his day, genuinely one of the greatest.
When I say these names, can I hear Rohit's thoughts on each of these players?
Well, Gareth Bale was the era of when I actually watched football.
True.
So I know how quick he was. I know his pace rating on FIFA. I'd personally put him at 3.
All right, so now.
But his best years were at Madrid. He only had 1 or 2 good years in the Premier League with Tottenham. This might be a hot take, but I'll say 4.
Fourth. Next one, Heung-min Son. Well, another one you know, Ro.
Yeah.
Sonny.
He was your favorite character in Squid Game, wasn't he?
Sonny's low-key overrated.
deny it.
No, he's not. That's just racist.
That's what we told you.
I think Heung-min Son is maybe...
See him in any highlights recently?
No, he's been injured, hasn't he? Because I've wanted to buy him on
In
my
FPL.
in FPL.
FPL.
Yeah.
Would have been a niche buy.
He's like 9.3 mil. I wanted him because Tottenham had heaps of games, but he does have his moments, but unfortunately he just plays for Tottenham, which is not ideal.
Yeah, and he has been poor this season, even last season. Is he better than Bale? No, so I'm going to put him 5.
5. All right, next one, Eden Hazard.
The big bunda.
Big Bunda Eden.
There was a video of, have you seen it?
Yeah,
Jorginho?
I've seen that one, yeah.
Jorginho, when he tells a story of how Eden Hazard subs on against Huddersfield and his first play, puts his bunda out, turns his defender and scores. Like literally first touch when he subs on.
Who was that? I saw Yaya Toure go on like 5-minute rant about Eden Hazard's Bunda and how
Is it
big it is.
Wow.
It's huge, a dumpy.
And he uses it to great effect.
Eden Hazard had 2 of the greatest years in Premier League history, didn't he not? At Chelsea?
Not really. Like, he was a very good player, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't historic or anything like that. I will say he's probably the most aesthetically pleasing player to watch. Like, head-to-head against Salah. Salah's the much better player, better output. But in terms of,
Beauty of the game.
beauty of the game and watchability, as much as it pains me to say, watching Salah dribble sometimes, it's a bit mechanical. Whereas with Hazard, it looks so fluid.
Is he gliding? through the
Gliding.
pitch?
He does glide. I'll put Hazard 2.
Number 2. All right, second last one, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, Ronaldo's great. His best years definitely were not at Man United. He did win a Ballon d'Or there. I know that. But what? How
Which
many?
no one else on the list has done.
Yeah, but
It's your blind ranking. So.
no, but I would say in terms of Premier League, Hazard had a better, I reckon, like longevity
Yep,
in the
play
Premier
on.
League versus versus Ronaldo. So I would say Ronaldo 3.
All right, last
This
one.
better be-
No, we have a Liverpool legend, brother.
Okay.
We have Harry Kewell.
Oh, you're a master.
We have Harry Kewell number 1, Ro.
No.
The Australian goat, dude. Harry Kewell number 1, Sen. I'm sure you're proud of that one.
I hate you.
Going back, who are you choosing? Go rank them now that you know.
Well, now that I know, then
Kill
yeah.
5. Heung-min Son 4?
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone moves up 1 and Kewell goes 5.
Really? Not even the Leeds days, mate. Doesn't even push it up.
Against Heung-min Son and Gareth Bale.
It's un-Australian, Senny.
That is un-Australian. But for the record, Salah is number 1. Alrighty, that brings us to the end of this week's episode. Well done to you, the listener, for getting through it, and well done to us. We've recorded, 7 episodes in 2 weeks?
Yeah, let's finally lift the hood. We've recorded 4 episodes in 5 days.
And 7 in 2 weeks, including some guest ones, just us.
Well,
And
it's actually been a monumental effort. And because Kush is, we're not just doing this for fun. Kush is going interstate. He's
Travel
traveling
around the great
US.
United States.
So instead of having no episodes for 6 weeks,
True.
we have decided to work night and day.
Literal night. It is currently 10:30 on a Monday, a school night.
You try coming up with more yarns
I think you know it's grim when we start putting out. Give us some questions to talk about.
Yeah, mate. You try coming up with stories after you've recorded 3 episodes back to back to back. It's not easy. It's not an easy job.
But we hope you guys have enjoyed. You can find all those episodes on our YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Give us a follow on TikTok and on Instagram, and we'll see you in 6 weeks' time.
Or next week for you out there.
Wow.